Hey everyone, this is SM Pratt, and we have a bonus video. I have some consignment auctions ending this Sunday. There's a link below in the description. I'm selling some cards for a longtime Patreon and E4 member. We're going to go through each one so you can get a close-up look at everything, give you a little more context, and don't worry, we will finish with the grand finale here, the Master Scroll at the end of the video. But we're going to go ahead and get started right here with the Eevee card. So this is one of the cards in the block. It is the Classroom Eevee. This was released in Japan in 2018. This one's in PSA 10 condition. Nice little hand-drawn art. We have a little Eevee there in the background as well. So there is one of the cards in the auction block. Next up, keeping the Eevee theme going, we have the Scream Eevee. It really needs no introduction. It's one of the, I would say, most popular modern cards for sure, and some of my favorite cards in the hobby. Not sure why this got a 7. I'll try to do my best to just give you a look here at the back of the card for anybody who wants to bid. Next up, we have another Scream card. This is going to be the Rowlet promo. As you know, there's 5 of these. It's really cool how the previous one is there in the background haunting. I think he's the last one in line out of all the Scream cards. But there it is. That's the Rowlet promo. This one is also PSA 7. And we have a PSA 10 of the Rowlet as well going in auction. So again, the same thing, except just in slightly better condition. And then next up, we have another card that doesn't need any introduction. I would say a lot of God tier popularity cards. There you go. Swirls get the girls, guys. We've got a little Swirl, Ancient Mew promo, PSA 9. I think a lot of these go down a grade because they're centering. That's just going to be my guess without even doing a close inspection. The borders are always kind of tough to judge because you're used to seeing that WotC, that WotC border. But over here, we got the very unique Ancient Mew. By the way, I'm going to blow your mind. I don't know if there's an artist for this card that's ever been designated. So, yeah, there it is. The Ancient Mew. A lot of swirls happening. We got like a whole S swirl there, a little SM Pratt swirl. So there you go. Looks really nice on the camera here. So there's the Ancient Mew. Then we have the Eevee Pikachu. I love this card. Both of these just give me so much nostalgia. This is the one you always wanted as a kid. This is the one I personally had as a kid on the right. It was my first English promo that I ever owned. This is what Pikachu looks like to me in my mind. This is like the Pikachu design. We got the little chunk going on, the little white there, little bonus round. That's like the early concept during the 90s. So yeah, there it is. That's the first Black Star promo Pikachu. Just do a little front and back of that card. And then we have the same thing, but also in 9 condition. There's a different price point for each. So there's the 10 grade we just saw, and this one is going to be a 9. And I'm guessing, you can see I'm wiping away the dust every time. These things, if you want to clean your home, if your home is a little dusty, just toss a bunch of PSA cases around and it'll take care of it. So yeah, there's like one little speck of whitening there. I don't even know if you could see it. That's probably why it got docked. But yeah, there it is. Same card, just only 9 grade. And now next up, we have the Airdactyl, pre-release Airdactyl. You can see the stamp there, catching it real nice in the light. This is another card I actually had as a kid from the Toys R Us back in the day. That's where you got it. You showed up, got this card right before Fossil came out. And there it is in PSA 8 condition. What am I looking for here? I guess that's the damage. It's a pretty decent 8, I would say. So there you go. That's the front and back of the PSA 8 Airdactyl. Then next up, we have the 20th anniversary Charizard CP6. There's a lot of needs no introduction in this. Don't worry, we'll get to cards that need more of a deep dive, but this one's pretty straightforward. It's the Charizard. CP6 has some crazy hollows, you can see. We also got the evolutions coming up too, which is a different hollow, but like the CP6 just pops, man. Like, look at that. Look at what's going on here. Look at that. All the star power in the background. So there you go. Very clean card. Let me check why this one got a 9. Maybe it's centering is what we're looking at. Is that damage? Or nope. Again, more dust. Just finds any little bit. Yeah, it's probably the centering there. Maybe top, bottom. Top looks a little slimmer than the bottom. So yeah, that's probably why it was a 9. But there you go. Very, very clean example. This is probably one I pulled from a pack myself back in 2016 when I opened up a lot of that product. Next up, stick with 2016, the English side of the release. Look at that hollow, man. Look at that old school. Really like how they tried to attempt that old school one. It isn't one-to-one, but I like the effort there. The old one had like that, bear with me, like you go to a bowling alley, those little stickers you get in like the quarter machines, like the yin-yang sign and peace sign, and had that thing going on. This one's a little more flat, but yeah, I really like the effort that they did with like the thin writing there. It's like a nod to the past, but it isn't, you know, one-to-one. I really like the execution here. Also, how they upgrade the attack. There's your power creep right there. 200 damage, 150. As we know, this is one of the most difficult cards to grade. This is probably a great example. This was a pack fresh card. You could tell even by the cert graded way back in the day during when Evolutions released. You can see it's off-centered. That looks like to be the main reason why it's a 9. But again, one of the hardest cards to grade, definitely the hardest from Evolutions. If you can get this in a 10, that's a huge achievement. So here it is. A 9 is definitely the highest pop for the bell curve, because this is what a pack fresh card is and looks like, because this was a pack fresh card. So there you go. Pulled it myself, graded myself, and now selling it myself. So moving on to the Squirtle first edition PSA 10. You're going to hear it one more time. Needs no introduction. There goes the Squirtle that's in auction. It's just another one of the starter cards that's going to be available. It's so high octane right now. These are extremely popular cards. They've got everything going on, and you can't have a Squirtle without a Charmander. So there we go. We got Squirtle and Charmander. Wipe the dust off, and that is the end of the mixture of cards that I am selling. Now, here comes the consignment block. So these are going to be the cards I'm listing for that longtime Patreon member. Just a very nice, chill guy. Definitely Hawaiian vibes through and through. So this is going to be the Magic card that they are selling. It's a 1993 Collector's Edition. It's the last possible way to get the Time Walk artwork. It has, of course, the black border with the sharp corners and then the gold back. This is in very good condition. You can see right here, it's a 9.5. Was this a quad plus? You got a 10 centering there, nothing lower than a 9.5. So there it is. And yeah, you can see the card is pretty much immaculate. Keep in mind, 9.5 from Beckett is considered their gem mint rating. So there it is. That is the Collector's Edition Time Walk. Next up, we have one of my favorite cards. God, every holo in here is just showing up today. Like all these holo patterns really showed up today. So here's the Mew EX from the Players release. This is the Players Club Mew EX card. Very similar to the Fan Club for the OGs out there, like the Fan Eevee, Fan Porygon. It's funny because when we get to the Master Scroll, that's like the final Fan Club release. So you had Fan Club, then Players Club. It pretty much tells you everything you need to know. You had to earn 7,000 points. You would do that kind of with, Airdactyl that I showed earlier. You show up at your events. You play around with someone, you trade a card, all those points count. When you accumulate enough, you get this guy right here. This was never released in English. Just absolute stunner. Such a beautiful card. Pokemon Snap vibes. Really like it. Definitely a fan favorite as well. Just showing you the back here. It is a PSA 8, so I want to show you the front and back so you get a good look at it if you are going to bid. So there it is. The Mew EX, again, Japanese exclusive from the Players Club release. Now, next up, we have another Players Club promo. This one's a Celebi EX. Yes, I pronounce it Celebi like celebrity. I know celery. Celebi is another way. Tomato, but it's the 5,000 XP Players Club promo. So again, if you earn 5,000 points, this is the card you get, and the holo is showing up. We out here. Everything is just popping right now in this camera, and this one is PS9, probably just because that little bit of whitening I see there on the top. Otherwise, it looks pretty good. So there you go. That is the front and back of the Celebi card, how it's pronounced. Next up, we have some pretty rare cards. I think some people probably don't know or realize that they're significantly rare. So this is the Mew Battlefest 20th anniversary promo. It was back during Evolution CP6. You can see right there we have the 20th anniversary stamp. It says 1996. You have this cool printed Mitsuhiro Rita, like in gold writing, kind of similar for sports collectors, like Mickey Mantle rookie or that era where they had like the signature printed. So here you go. We got a Mew with that signature 20th anniversary stamp given out. I think it was a Festa promo at the time. This one is definitely more rare / scarce than majority of those Festa promos. I don't see it that often. So there it is, the PSA 9 Mew 20th anniversary Festa. Next up, we have the Pikachu from that release as well. So it's a Pikachu and a Mew, and very similar design, pretty much identical. You have that signature there again, the 20th anniversary stamp, holo showing up again, just holo everywhere, like all over the place. You got a holo like bleeding into the PSA case, and this one is PSA 8. I'm just going to try to give you the best shot I can at the back so you can get a good look at the condition. So there it is. That's the PSA 8 Pikachu. And then next up, we have the 2004 PCL card. Now, this one I always throw into the underrated because it's just one of those cards I think most people don't know about. It flies under the radar. It's kind of got this ominous design, Pokemon Card Laboratory. You can see the new back design there. That's when this new back was relatively new in the early 2000s. And how you earn this is you would have to compete, I think, and also win against one of the PCL employees, and you would get this card at the Summer Battle Road tournament. So I think it has a cool story to it. Again, I think it flies on the radar a bit. But yeah, that's how it was released. It was only through the Battle Road in Japan. You had to compete and beat one of the employees, and you get this card. And then next up, we have the Grand Party. Another one of those doesn't need an introduction. Beautiful artwork. Sugimori, just phenomenal. Again, the holo is here, letting you know we got clear skies, not cloudy. We can see all the stars in the skies with the holo pattern. Also has interesting little features that are only available on the high-end stuff like Trophy Kangaskhan, Pika trophies. It has the Pocket Monsters logo with the double star rarity. Very unique card, very popular card. This one's PSA 4, so I'm assuming... There it is. Yeah, I was going to say, there's got to be an indent somewhere. So you see that right here? This is going to knock it down to a 4. In my opinion, PSA is pretty strict on indents, and this is like a poster child for that point. This is going to be a PSA 4 because of that indent right there. Otherwise, as you can tell, there's not really much whitening, if any at all. Let me check the front again. So this would probably be a really good binder copy. Or, you know, if you just want to display it, I mean, really the damage just looks like it's isolated to that little indent there. Nothing else I can really see. But yeah, try to give you a good look at that because PSA 4 is an ambiguous grade. So hopefully that, you know, you could see that little damage. So last but not least, what everyone's probably been waiting for, scrolls out, boys. Time for the Master Scroll. We're going to spend a good amount of time on this card. So this card is definitely one of the rarest, just everything. Like, it's doing the most. Like, the theme in this video is holo, and Master Scroll's like, here I am. I'm the final boss of the holo. Like my whole thing is holo. Now, I'm about to blow your mind. We all see the holo pattern, right? But if we zoom in, there's like little energies there on the scroll. I don't know if you guys have ever noticed that. There's like little energy symbols. So for those who aren't aware, this card is a prize card. It's the top prize card you earned through that Daisuke Club. It's identical in relation to, you know, the fan club that I mentioned earlier and Players Club. This was the card that you got at the top of your award. So before that, it was like Umbreon, Espeon, Raichu going down the ladder. 8,600 was the top. So when you earned 8,600 points and you redeem them, this is the card you get. And that was the absolute peak of the campaign. So this is that top card that was only released in Japan. There's no other way to get it. There's no real way to know exactly how many were released. We don't have the luxury of, like, you know, a trophy tournament type thing. Because this was a point system and because it was the highest point, it's very similar to like Umbreon Gold Star from Players Club, similar to Porygon and Eevee from Fan, but I would say much rarer / scarce. I haven't seen an ungraded copy of this in Japan for ages. The last ungraded copy sold with PWCC, I think, for 11,000 and change. This one, of course, is PSA 10. So this is the highest grade you can get. Just an absolute beautiful specimen. This card is one of my favorites. I think actually one of Gary's favorites as well, which is funny because he's more of an OG. Even doesn't even mess with a lot of Japanese, but this one's just very, very unique concept. Again, the holo is here. This is the final boss of the holo showing up to the party. So there it is. That is the Master Scroll. That is definitely the marquee item in this block. And yeah, that's pretty much everything. Again, hopefully this video helped give you more like a detailed view and understanding of what's being listed. Just a reminder, the link is below in the description, and they will all be ending Sunday evening. So yeah, there it is, guys. You know the deal. Let me know how you feel, and that's pretty much it. Until next time.